Complicated production.
This one over with too.
Top of the morning, man. Another edition of the
Juice in the blunt for breakfast. While I beat the paper, finna hit the block. About to see some paper.
we are the digital newspaper, fellas. I got my big breath slim in the building. Top of the morning, big bro. Good afternoon, big bro.
Top of the morning, top of the afternoon.
Come on now.
Yeah, Slim is he's in motion.
How your motherfucking day starting off so far, big bro?
In the gym, trying to get it, man.
Oh, he's pumping that weight.
You know,
Yeah, you know, I don't necessarily go there to be no bodybuilder. I just go there to keep my health intact. You feel me?
Come on, health is wealth, man. We call that programming. Whether you're doing calisthenics, cardio, lifting, it don't matter, man. Health is wealth, man, and we program, man, 100% on my mama. Let the people know where they can find you at, big bro, and what you got cooking up.
From a fan's perspective on YouTube, new episode out already. Dropped that joint yesterday. The Shannon Sharp joint. So, we going a little deep into Shannon Sharp. Me and one of my guys on there. So, yeah, then we got another episode dropping. You know what I mean? That's gonna be dropping like either tomorrow. It's gonna be dropping tomorrow. So
come on now.
Yeah, working
in the kitchen cooking, man. 100%.
Yes,
from a fan's perspective on YouTube, that's all you got to type in for it to pull up, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, go through the archives, run that shit up, click that bell button so you know when big bro drop it. Bo, talk to the people this morning, man.
Man, per usual, slow motion in the big ocean, trying to stay afloat. You know what I mean? Nice morning. You know what I mean?
And I'm gonna say one little thing, right?
Go ahead.
Y'all don't have to click the notification bell. Just subscribe, like, leave a comment, interact. Because I notice when people click the notification bell, it notifies for every single thing they following. And then next thing you know, you got a flood of joints coming in on your phone on the home screen. You know what I mean? I kind of noticed that. So
I also am one of them ones that I don't hit the notification bell.
You see what I'm saying? Like I don't even. I ain't gonna hold you.
That might be why it floods my shit. You ain't lying.
I'm cool. I'm cool with the other forms of support too. I mean, if you hit the notification bell, hey, fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful, but I know why a lot of people don't, because it notifies for everything you follow on YouTube. And, you start getting a bunch of stuff down your timeline, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, my shit be for the channel specifically on everything. So like,
I was trying to figure out how to do that, like just for one particular channel,
like called Heavy D Sparks, and they do like you do, Slim. They got their class A's and they fuck with big heavy equipment and shit,
things, man.
And they do heavy equipment rescues and shit like that. It's a hell of a channel. So I got that on the bell, and then it's a motherfucker that be rebuilding cars, salvage cars and shit on everything. He got the bell, so whenever they pop up, bro, on my mama, it just shows they individual shit on everything.
So we gonna have to chop them how to do that.
When your shit automatically come up on my. It's all individual. Maybe you could go in your settings and do that shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do, because before, I know a while back I was trying to do that and I couldn't do it. So, we definitely gonna have to. I definitely got to see how things changed. For sure.
Oh my mama. We got Peacock in the building. Top of the morning, Peacock.
Top of the morning.
Top of the afternoon, Emil.
What's happening? Canada, stand up.
We got the Cricket Commission in the building. What's up, big bro?
What's up, Craig?
Crook, we got a story today about Arizona, so stay tuned in, big bro. Let's pay some bills. Our show is sponsored by NeonPeacockMerch.com. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and run a ad from our sponsor, man. We'll be right back, y'all.
Let's go.
What's up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. NeonPeacockMerch.com. Go ahead and go over there. Subscribe to Big Bro's website, man. Get locked in. Whenever the sales is coming, slide through that motherfucker. Get you some latest drip. Your favorite fantasy players, your favorite football team. Anything that you want to get cooked up, Big Bro can bring that shit to life 100%, man. So make sure you get locked into NeonPeacockMerch.com. Slide over to Instagram, MilesPeacock24, 100%. DM Big Bro. And you know what I mean? Get the conversation started 100%. Let's switch over to the OJ. Good. Let's get this shit rocking. Big Bo just walked in. Got that scary movie door sound. Oh,
Right. Man, when I moved in this motherfucker, I swear everything's brand new. It's brand new. You know what I mean? It's like 2-3 days, and that motherfucker's already squeaking. I'm like, damn, man. Get that WD-40 on that hoe.
Oh, my mama. Peacock said, run it up, cooking up some designs real soon, like today soon. Come on now.
Yeah, let's
Everybody
go.
in the kitchen cooking, man. Anybody that you see with us on this right here, we all cooking, man, 100%. We all trying to push this boulder up this hill 100%. So make sure you get locked into everybody that you see on camera with us, bro. 100%.
Oh, man.
Oh, my mama. Let's get this first joint cooked up. Say it's okay, yeah, that's a good one too. Oh, my mama. Oh, it's in Crooked's hometown, or where the family from. 100%. Let's get into it.
Arizona, stand up.
There's some GTA shit right here too, y'all.
Shout out to the Z.
Fall out of an armored truck and disappear. Sounds like something from a movie or a game show.
The wild story out of Oak Park already made national news. We sent CBS News Chicago's Lauren Victory to the Austin Oak Park border to investigate.
This is not a finders keepers situation. It's theft, according to Oak Park police. Anyone caught with money that's not theirs could face jail time. Still, at least some people find this situation amusing.
Or they knew we got to get up out of here. That's right.
Nicole Phillips Edwards can't help but laugh after she says police were last week and told her this.
It was people running down the street with money bags and everything. So I missed it.
The money bags apparently came from this Brinks truck. Facebook video we put on a loop shows the armored vehicle flanked by police last Tuesday around 5 p.m. Apparently, it was along this stretch of Austin Boulevard where the back of the Brinks truck busted open. The driver reported to officers that 3 bags of cash worth $300,000 fell out and that 50 to 100 people stuffed their pockets and ran away with the money.
Nobody knows. Nobody saw anything.
Look at all this money.
It's not the first free-for-all involving a Brinks truck. Cash from one of their armored vehicles spewed across I-70 in Indianapolis in 2018.
We had reports of people on the interstate, reports of people on the side of the interstate, in the ditches, and the grassy areas on the side of the interstate as well.
CBS News Chicago wondered if cash taken in these scenarios can be physically tracked. We took the question to former FBI agent turned consultant Mike Driscoll.
There's ways to track payments, track wires, track digital payments. Even when things get into the cryptocurrency world, it's possible to conduct tracing of those assets. In an instance like this, where you're talking about loose cash, that's very, very difficult. Law enforcement's going to have to rely upon kind of old-fashioned investigative techniques, looking at surveillance cameras, interviewing witnesses.
Oak Park police are still investigating. Meantime, we asked Brinks how the back door opened up and if that driver is facing discipline. No comment on those questions. I'm Lauren Victory, CBS News, Chicago.
Yeah, they ain't getting that money back.
Yeah,
They might as well charge that to the game. Yeah, they might as well charge that to the game right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
It ain't their fault. It ain't their fault. It's the company fault.
Man,
You know what I mean?
shout out to them in the hood, man. They've been praying every day, man. Just somehow let money literally fall out the sky somehow.
Yeah, for sure.
They got blessed that day.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know what I mean? They can't, you know, it happened in New York before too. I think somebody had left had left the Brinks door open, the armored truck door open. Dude just went in there, grabbed a bag, and got up out of there.
That's crazy. They don't have like tracking things on the bag or anything like that. I mean, I guess if you're just pulling the cash out anyway, right?
Man, that motherfucker had. Did you see the bride had the phone and it was all $20 bills, hella $20 bills on the ground. Fuck them bags.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you be what game is that? And you just grab the money and it's in the world in the you know the wind blowing and you get in the little tube.
Yeah, you're in the booth.
Grab the money as can and stuff that shit. That's what they was doing, grabbing it as fast as they can, try to stuff it in. Did the dash, bruh. Oh my mama. Hey, Crooked, check your email because I don't got your phone number, but I was going through my phone and I think I still got your email. So I sent you the link through email.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you want to jump, well, I can shoot him the link real quick.
Oh my mama. But yeah, though, man. So the door opened up. So like, how does the door open up? And ain't there somebody riding in the back?
Yeah, I don't think that's no mistake. You know what I'm saying? I don't think. But my thing is, I don't. Matter of fact, it could be a mistake. They could have blanked out because the thing is, it's like, all right, if you gonna purposely leave the door open, why not have some people you know come grab that shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why let it just fly out on the road like that? You feel me? So, it could have been an honest mistake. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, I think it was, big bro, 100%. You know,
Yeah.
maybe
people do their job, but some people be having shit on their mind. You know what I mean? Mind being somewhere else sometimes. Like, you know, it's human error. It could happen.
100%. And the only thing is, if it was human error, then they gonna get fucked up. I mean, they might lose their jobs for something, you know what I mean, that was purely an accident. And the money should be insured. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that the money's insured. What's up, Crooked?
Good, man.
Morning, Crooked.
Looks like the crooked commish got away with it again.
That's funny.
Slim,
this is you.
This is Slim.
What's happening?
Nice to meet you, sir. Pleasure.
All right.
What you think about that money drop out there in Oak Park, Illinois?
Hey, I'm down with it. I think the saying "there's no such thing as a free lunch," you can't say that no more. Right there, people just got themselves, you know, free payday. So I mean, and like you said, it should be insured. You know, the economy's too hard right now to expect people to be like, "Oh, here you go."
Right. Yeah, like, come on, man. Let that go, man.
Talking about
man.
Investigative work, man. Police ain't wasting their time on that because they know the folks ain't giving up that money.
Man, they're coming through in the Louboutins next time you see them.
Yep.
they got the Louboutins on.
That's how they gonna know.
You know, that's facts. They're reinvesting that money into the community.
Come on now.
There it is. Look at that.
No, they're gonna get that money right back to them folks, man. They ain't finna do nothing with that bread.
Better go take it to the casino and try and flip it.
Man, look at COVID, man. That money was flowing. What they was doing with that money, man? Listen,
Louis Vuitton was the highest growth company during COVID.
You know what I mean?
You know how bad people want them red bottoms.
Man, dudes had designer outfits, a pistol, a chain, and a rental, a fly rental, or you know what I mean?
Come on now.
That's where the money was going.
And where the chain's at right now, big bro? At the pawn shop?
Going.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? You got that. You need that Louis V just to lean on the stop sign. You feel me? We're on the block.
Now the money, now the money gone. All they got is the guns left.
Come on now.
Hey, but see, guns is like a credit card in some.
You know what I mean? That's why I say
you
that's
might need to make a withdrawal.
They sold everything else.
It's a withdrawal.
They sold everything else.
When you make those withdrawals, you need a mask like mine at least.
Yeah, you
help.
You feel me?
Thanks.
We got Big Bro ear to the streets in the building. He said, "What's up, JD? What's up, Bogey? What's up, Slim? Happy weekend, fellas. Have a good one. You too, Big Bro."
Yeah, man. Shout out to the ear,
good
man.
to see you.
Come on now.
I want to say, so Peacock, you'll be seeing soon a Crooked Commish Simpson version here
Yes.
So Peacock's gonna get that working on me, and a mouse from the Bay as well. His birthday's next week, so.
Okay, man. Yeah, shout out to the
Shout
mouth,
out to
man.
the Mouth in the Bay. Happy early birthday, big
He's
bro.
actually going. Yeah, he's actually going back to the motherland next week. He's going to the Giants game.
He's going back to the hometown. Let's go.
Yeah, my brother. My brother's from San Jose, and he was out here yesterday. Came and pulled up on me.
Oh shit, how's he doing, bro?
Man, that motherfucker. He said he did 45 minutes on the stationary bike not too long ago. I said, what?
Oh, he got the new lease. Let's go.
Yeah, boy ain't playing 100%. He was out here. It's these dudes from LA that go to the garment district and go get soups. And so he came down here to go buy a whole bunch of soups, 100%. So he pulled up to the house on my mama.
Yeah, I heard about the garment district because whenever we wanted like wholesale shit, we'd go down to the swap meet down there if we didn't have no wholesale license. You know what I mean? I didn't know in reverse they come up here to get shit. Okay.
I would tell y'all where it's at, but I'm gonna tell y'all off camera.
Off camera, on my mama.
I don't want too many people like, you know what I mean, like
don't give
they
away
already
the
blew
sauce.
up one spot already.
Watch this. So, like, don't let me get like Slim and he got this motherfucking the press. If I get that press, I'm trying to go to the t-shirts in bulk and get some Heart to Starch press stuff. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's trapping right there, man.
Yeah, for sure.
My mama, we got King D in the building. Top of the morning, man.
Top of the morning, King. LBC.
Peacock said, "What up, you ish?"
What's good?
The
question for y'all. Y'all interested in watching that Canelo fight tonight?
Oh, Canelo fighting? Damn, I ain't did my research on that.
Yes, sir.
I be putting money on them joints. I don't. So with the other dude.
There was a fight last night too, right?
There was. I can't remember.
There was Rolly Romero.
There you go, Garcia.
Garcia got knocked down. Devin Haney beat some other dude. You know what I mean? But it should have been Garcia versus Haney part 2. That's what it should.
Is Haney the one from the Bay?
Yeah.
I think he's from the town.
Yeah. He definitely don't act like it. He caught that ass whooping and got the fixing and suing and all kind of shit like.
Wow.
Peacock said, "Right, going to Cinco de Mayo party tonight, man. So they gonna have a fight on. It's gonna be turned up, man.
Hell
man.
When Cinco de Mayo?
It's on Monday.
Monday?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
They always have a prize fight. You know, the Mexican prize fighter always throws down usually. You know what I'm saying? Around this time.
That was Floyd's day. That used to be Floyd's day.
The executioner. Remember they used to call him executioner. You'd be like, give me your best Mexican, man. I got, you know what I mean? Let's go.
Floyd came out with the 10-gallon sombrero when he fought
in the poncho.
Oh my
poncho.
Oh my god. Shout out to Money May, man. Hey, give me y'all takes on this on the video we got so we can get on to the next one.
Oh, I mean, let them folks go with that money, man. Yeah, that's human error. It was an honest mistake. It is what it is. I don't know. I don't think police gonna be wasting the investigative hours to go find the people that got that free money because I got like 700 murders a year. Like, stop it.
Yeah, for real, bro. I better not hear them like tracking down every fucking last dollar when they can't even stop like murders and shit for real. You know what I mean?
They could. They just be put up.
You ain't lying.
You gotta think about it. They step outside.
They let them govern themselves in that aspect, is what you're saying.
Man, they know them young boys going stupid, man. They like, I'm going home tonight. I'm going home tonight. You remember the town? You remember the town?
Them young boys will shoot it out with the boys.
You remember that movie, The Town? Remember when they seen the cop? They hopped out the V and the cop looked and he was like, nah, bro. I'm not dealing with this right now.
Hey,
they hopped out with assault rifles and all. He like, yo, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not equipped to deal with this nonsense right now.
That officer made a business decision at that moment.
He went like this, man. Hell,
I ain't seen nothing. I'm on my break. Technically, I'm on my break. I ain't supposed to be seeing nothing.
I'm not dealing with that.
Bring some food with the master.
And Peacock, you right on time for this next story with this. Peacock said Ryan Garcia got beat while Romero was wearing Nike Air Mags from Back to the Future. Now watch this story right here, y'all. 100%. And we all gonna be able to appreciate this because you know we like to stay dripped out. So let's go ahead and pull this shit up, y'all. Watch this shit.
Bang.
Got an unusual heist in northern Arizona.
Another brazen train heist in northern Arizona.
They're headlines that sound straight from the Wild West. And it's happening now here in Arizona.
Train robbery's been around as long as there's been trains. The key is criminals are always going to look for something to make money for them by violating the law. This just happens to be the latest scam of what they're doing today. But like the past, they can be caught and brought to justice.
As Arizona sees a rash of train robberies, with the most recent happening earlier this month, we spoke with retired FBI Special Agent John Iannarelli. He says these types of crimes are on the rise in recent years, and Arizona is a prime place for these thieves to make their move.
There's a lot of places out there where a train can be stopped, cargo up, taken off the train, and the cops are miles away. Perfect place to pull a train heist.
More than 100 trains roll through this state every day, some carrying expensive cargo. But in all these recent cases, the target cargo is the same: Nike sneakers. In one case earlier this year, an estimated more than $200,000 worth of shoes was stolen. Iannarelli suspects there must be someone on the inside helping these thieves.
Whoever's giving them information either knows where the cars are placed specifically on the train, or somebody familiar with the cars that are loaded, what the car would look like so that it can be identified by the robbers. Either way, someone would have to have inside knowledge, not just about the cargo, but train operations, schedules.
Since the beginning of the year, more than a dozen people have been arrested or indicted on charges related to these thefts. And all the ones that we know of are from foreign countries, some here legally.
The reality is these persons that have been arrested that are foreign nationals, they could be part of organized groups such as the cartel, or simply just gangs looking to expand another area where they can make money through criminal means.
Now, if you unknowingly buy these stolen shoes, this agent says you shouldn't be worried. The issue is if you knowingly buy these stolen products, then you could be facing some serious penalties.
The fuck? How you gonna know that? You know what I'm saying?
How you gonna determine that?
I mean, you gonna be honest? Listen, did you know
God's
these were
honor.
stolen? All right, you got
God's honor. I swear, officer, I did not know that I was getting stolen shoes at $50 when they should be $250. I swear to God, I did not know they were stolen.
He knows.
Crazy, bro.
I thought it was just a good deal. Shit.
Oh, I'm pretty
That's
sure.
crazy.
This story that
I want to know how they robbed the train. Did they stop the train and like, is this a movie shit, or did they just like at the station they got some inside guys like you said, and then they just load up a woo wop and then drive away in the truck? You know what I mean?
I got the video right here. I think we covered it.
Can definitely confirm that there was inside guys, inside knowledge for that. I can confirm that.
Well, for sure.
Crooks from the underworld.
Oh no.
Oh.
My mask is off.
What the fuck?
Too much left.
You letting them know who you are.
I know, they got me.
Crook is responsible. Hey, our first joint was on Chicago. The next one was on Arizona. It has Crook written all over it.
Oh, everything. I got the. Let me see if I can find this shit. Like I said, I know we covered this motherfucking word to where.
Because man, that's a lot of boxes of shoes too, right? You know what I mean? You got to have some kind of real quick container to, you know what I mean?
So
I guess you could pose as a truck that's like unloading, right?
I mean, yeah.
But then that would definitely mean you got someone inside that's like waving you in. Yeah. Good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, when you go hit a lick like that, because it's definitely some money on the table for a lick like that. If you go hit a lick like that, you gotta have that whole thing mapped out. You can't just go in there just randomly. You gotta know where you gonna put the merchandise after you get all the merchandise.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Because you're gonna have to sit on that joint unless you gotta, even if you gotta buy it, it's still gonna be some time that's gonna elapse before you get from him. You know, you say,
Yeah.
okay, he come
Like
through
it's say
tomorrow.
you got
He
a
might
bunch
not
of
even
Air
be able
Force
to come through
Ones
right
missing.
away and grab everything. You know what I'm saying? Because they got to be done a certain way. So when you go hit a lick like that, you got to have everything like laid out as far as like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You can't just randomly do something like that. And nah.
Yeah, that would be an irresponsible crook to like steal all that merchandise and not have a plan to get rid of it or a buyer like right off the bat instead.
That's what
Because
I'm
now you're
saying.
just with all this
I
shit.
mean,
Like,
it is a game. It is a game that like is everlasting. You know what I mean? The resale game and the shoe world is it's
But
unstoppable. So
the resale, the thing is, the resale is not like what it used to be before. Like
word.
dudes is not like, it's only certain sneakers that dudes would pay a lot for. And the thing is you're not making that much commission off them sneakers. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have a lot of them to really run it up.
And that was that sparked the idea like we got to rob this train. You know what I
Gotta
mean?
get the whole thing.
Heists
We ain't making
are
enough.
becoming a problem in the desert. Now, what is the latest here? Law enforcement saying there have been about 10 of these train heists just in the past year. 9 of them happen to have targeted trains carrying the same cargo. Nike.
Again, Arizona. I'm a big fan of Breaking Bad. That's where they licked that train. Remember? They needed all that methylamine or whatever it was. So then they yeah.
Yeah, man. But
yeah, that shit is it's pretty funny because you know when they said they've been robbing trains since trains was on tracks. Back then they was robbing gold and silver. They were robbing cargo. Now look at now they robbing kicks. Like,
Yeah, but you know what I think though, to go through all of that for some sneakers that you still gotta turn around and sell, it's like that's a lot. For all that, man, listen, you might as well go straight for the money or straight for the, you know what I mean? For the currency. Like,
Bricks, you don't have to sell them for the low if they not no motherfucking exclusives or you know what I mean. Then
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then it's like it's a
full
lot
money train.
and then it's a lot of moving parts. You know what I mean? As far as, you know, you gotta get the person that's gonna buy, you gotta hope he don't run his mouth, he don't get caught with the shit. Then, you know, it's a lot of moving parts with that. That's why I'm like, to go through all of that, you might as well just go straight for the currency, man. Go for something that, you know, it's no question. You don't gotta sell it. It's gonna, you know what I mean?
And if somebody if they go to like these different online independent vendors or whatnot, and then all of a sudden there's an influx of like some Air Force Ones with the red on whites or something, and they're like, oh, this is the load that got missed, that got took. You feel me? Like,
Facts.
it's so many ways.
I'm gonna tell you something else too. Like all them sneakers, you know what I'm saying? If they start identifying the sneakers by serial number, and they could and then these sites, these big sites like GOAT and StockX and all that, they make that a part of their verification process. You're not selling it to them.
Right.
Ooh, I didn't think of that.
Facts. You're not selling it to them. So now
He's about to go to the
you're gonna have to sell it underground. Like you're gonna have to go to
like
like mom and pops. Yeah, you're gonna have to go probably like mom and pops and stuff like that. Get it off like that.
You gotta go to the swap meet.
You know what I'm saying? Swap meet, flea market, something like that. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta hope they don't question. You gotta hope that whoever buying it don't question your shit. Like, it's like, bro, you buying this junk from the flea market? How I know this is real? Because bootlegs look, they step their game up now these days. So you really gotta have a keen eye for what's real, what's fake. You know what I'm saying? So now you got your customers questioning that joint. It's too many moving parts for me to just be hitting a lick like that. And it's mad bulky. It's not
Whatever
like it's
happened to
jewelry or
robbing
something.
gold doubloons?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why don't you just go for the actual thing? Like, why go get sneakers to have to go turn around and sell that and get low balled? And man, hell no. I'm not going through all of that, man.
And they say the reason why the shoe quality is so bad now is because the Nike people went to the bootleggers and had them start making just the regular shoes. That's why the shoe quality is so boo-boo.
I don't know. I can't call it. I know I don't contest none of that because at the end of the day, them boys still got to make a profit. You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
I don't put it past them.
The dude who originated Nike, I think he started by going to China and buying a bunch of
yeah, they not gonna have no big overhead if they want to, because you got to understand everything they got to pay for comes out of your profit.
Yeah.
So if they overhead too high, they're not gonna make no money.
I think I'm gonna only wear bootleg Nikes from now on.
Nah, I ain't doing that. You know why? Because I know it's bootleg. You know what I'm saying?
I'm capping, bro.
I ain't doing that.
Like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, are those the Nikes? The Nikes where the symbol's backwards?
Right.
Yeah, you gotta wear it.
Those are some ugly ass sneakers, bro. I don't care how they try to hype it up. Them Travis Scott backwards Nike joints is some ugly sneakers, bro.
Yeah, I never rocked with those. I was like, that looks stupid, but.
Counting my guy.
I got a bad tower. If you guys are
fly.
on later on, I might be able to jump back, but I gotta take care of these dogs real quick.
Yeah, for sure, Crook, man. Hey, get away scot-free.
Come on now.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Looking for pulling
Be
up.
safe, guys.
All right, man.
Chicago Clubhouse Network, y'all.
Yes, look us up. Bears fans out there, come check us out. Chicago Clubhouse Network. All Chicago, all day, every day.
Okay.
Every day.
I'll pull up on you.
Okay, I found the story, my G's. I think we did this earlier this year. All right, here.
While you pull that up, bro. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it just shows them I think that's the one that shows the people getting caught.
Yeah, I want to see this action.
Investors, there's people that just want them early.
Victor Gonzalez is the owner of Vic's Kicks, a Phoenix buy-sell trade sneaker store that specializes in exclusive shoes. He heard about thieves stealing from trains on the news. The target, unreleased Nikes.
I was kind of shocked. I never heard anything like that. Just things that you see in the movies.
But he knows firsthand there's money to be made in the shoe game. It's all about supply and demand.
I feel like with sneakers, it's like the stock market. Before they come out, the unreleased sneakers are super high in demand.
According to court records, the latest heist was March 4th, just south of Kingman, near the I-40. A conductor spotted burglars near the tracks. And after a short pursuit, state troopers made an arrest and found 250 Nike Master cases with 1,500 pairs of shoes not yet available to the public. Their release date is April 1st, and the estimated value of the loot is $300,000. But Victor says, depending on how rare the shoe is, resale value could be way more.
On the street, they can triple or double the value of what they actually retail for.
The fact that it's stolen, it's worth more.
Heists are on the rise throughout the Southwest.
You feel me? They're like, look, these ain't even out yet, bruh. 400.
Yeah.
That's big on everything. So, like the FBI dude said, it's happening times. You good? Can you hear us, bro?
Yeah, I can't hear you. You said something?
Oh, yeah. Just click back in.
All right, hold on.
Yep. Sometimes it'd be like that with the StreamYard.
Right.
Especially when you're in motion, you know what I mean?
But yeah, though, so like you said, the $400 pairs, charging $400, you know what I mean? Right. Like you said, if they ain't hit the streets, you know what I mean? Then that's how
you want to be the first with it.
Because Peacock said, if it's not a grail, resellers ain't making too much money. 100%. Now, if they getting shit that's exclusives and fucking early before anybody get them, then they can definitely make some money off that shit.
It's literally the new hot shit.
Come on now.
It's like, yo, this shit is stolen, B. Hot.
I mean, I ain't gonna front though. Once they get off that whole shipment, it's all profit. You know what I'm saying? It's all profit for the person who hit the lick. You feel me? Now the person who's selling it, they gotta hope they don't get caught with that merchandise on some other shit, and they still gotta make some profit. So
They did say in that clip, he said, if they unknowingly purchased it, it's okay.
yeah,
But if they're knowingly, ooh, tisk.
Yeah, and they kept saying that the motherfuckers that keep getting caught for them is like people that's tied to like a cartel or a gang, and they immigrants. Yeah. So you know what I mean? They know what they doing, bro. It's an inside job for sure.
Hey, we built those trains, all right? We were the ones that built trains that go across these countries, bro. What? Talking about we can't rob these trains.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Give me what y'all got going out on this.
I mean, you know, it's the same thing as the last heist. Like, you know, if they might as well just go straight for the money instead of doing all of that. You know what I mean? But maybe they got some inside link to make it, you know, make shit more simple for them. But to have to go through all that, turn around and have to resell that joint, I don't.
Yeah, and then
A
even
lot
for
of
the
moving
people,
parts there.
what happens for the people that purchase it, quote unquote, unknowingly? If they
I
get
mean,
got with it now, they
I mean,
just take it from them.
they spent their money though. Like,
Right?
I don't. Especially if they went into a store to go get it.
You feel
You know
me?
what I mean? Man.
Or even
Because
in
you
this
gotta
case,
hope.
if you do have a
See,
store and you bought like in bulk from one of these cats, right? Like what happens there, right? Like, okay, say you buy like 100 pairs of some shit from the motherfucker, and then now you're selling it in your store. Then the D's roll in. You know what I mean? They're just gonna take the shoes, right? You know what I mean? It's like, hey, listen, I bought these fair and square. I didn't know. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be hard to tell which stores is them sneakers in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
I mean, it'll be the mom and pops, I'm sure. You know what I mean? The
yeah.
mom and pops
But
that's like, listen, I got this exclusive shit. It's not supposed to be out till April 1st. You know what I mean?
but that's the thing. The mom and pop stores always have stuff early, so it's nothing. It's not nothing out of the norm. They always have stuff early. They always have stuff that you can get 2 weeks early. I know where I'm at. I don't know
Yeah,
about
no,
everybody
I've
else.
gotten my all red 11s, the all red cherry 11s. I paid a couple extra dollars to get them 2 weeks early. It wasn't but $50, $75.
That's what I'm saying. So it ain't nothing out of the norm. You know what I mean? It's gonna be
some
hard to try to track that down.
Damn, the red and whites are the shit.
We got Brandon in the building, aka he's on fire.
What's happening, Brandon? Top of the morning.
He said, more stolen than a bet against the Chiefs. Oh, every day. Keep this bitch lit. We got Johnny in the building. Top of the morning, Johnny.
Top of the morning, Johnny.
Johnny said the shoes are made of sea cane like the statues in traffic. Ignorance is 100%. That's where I'm at, Peacock, man. Hey, I need to find the plug.
He was kind of spitting right there, huh?
Come on now. Hey, it ain't my fault, man. It ain't my fault.
Did I do that?
Come on now. I almost paid for a bot to enter me in the all the shoe drawings for new releases to have a fair shot at new shoes. Glad I didn't after all. Yeah, them bots fucked it up during that time.
Yeah, during that time. And that was the jug though. That was the jug. If like you could get people like I knew people that had a bot and would get people to pay in on it. Like, hey, look, you know what I mean? I gotta get you first dibs.
Yeah, before the bots took over, you had to go to every store. The shoes that I wanted, I hit every mall in Sacramento.
Yeah, then you get the little tickets or whatever back in the day.
I hit every mall in Sacramento. Some like Sheiks, you would have to go on their website and enter your shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. But other than that,
hey man, shout out to Chic, man. People, I think it's a West Coast thing, huh?
I think so. Chic, it's like a shoe store.
Yeah, it's like a shoe store, and they sell like gear there too. And they'll sell like local shit.
It's like Foot Locker Champs, like type.
But then you could also like order shoes through them. You know what I mean?
Are they retail or resale?
It's a retail.
Retail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm retail over resale. I'm not really trying to pay no extra money on. Yeah, I'm not really into that.
Plus like the trust factor too, right? Because they get really good at these fakeries. You know what I mean?
You know what the whack part is though? Like they would do that, and then it's like some certain sneakers get hyped up so much that the people who are really collectors can't even take advantage. Slow down.
Yeah, because there's people that's really just trying to cop to resell versus like the actual collectors.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then they're trying to resell to collectors
That's
for
what
a
I'm
lot.
saying. It's like I don't, and that's what I'm saying. Like that I hate that shit. Like that's why I don't support no
toys.
As much as I can, I do not support no resale like that. You know what I'm saying?
Peacock said, now I'm collecting toys. Now I just go hit up TJ Maxx, Ross on Wednesday. Sometimes you find some gems super cheap on everything.
Fuck
Now,
it, you know what I mean?
Boy,
I just wear Vans all day these days. It's been
I ain't
a
gonna
while
fuck. You
since
want to
I almost
collect
buy Jordans
toys?
every time though. Every
You
time.
want to you want to collect toys? You got to go to like Comic-Con. You know what I mean? Because they got a lot of exclusive shit there. Like
they got a
like,
big Comic-Con in San Diego, bro. That motherfucker be lit.
Yeah, I went to the one in New York. You know what I mean? That one was lit.
That motherfucker was going damn.
Yeah, man, so my oldest daughter, when she was 8 years old, because she's about to be 18 now, but I remember when she's about to be 8 years old, she did a little autobiography on one of her heroes, and she chose Stan Lee, because I've been raised her in the comics and shit, and then she even drew like a portrait of him, like because she really dope with the pen. You know what I mean? Long story longer, a couple years later, he's about to be at the San Jose Comic-Con. So she's like, "Oh, I want to go." I'm like, "Okay." And then we booked the tickets, but then you gotta book the ticket to see bruh too. You know what I mean? That joint was sold out, but just to get her in the building, I was with it. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Bruh ends up dying, bruh.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he ends up passing before that woo-wah. So like, but it was our chance. You know what I mean? Because that would have been dope. Because I was like, okay, that's one of your heroes. When I read her little autobiography, I was like, okay, that's
federal, everything.
Yeah, or an essay or whatever they call it. What do they call that shit when you do a report?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, biography. There you go. I did have it right.
Peacock said, just got an email for some rare Ninja Turtle, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle just now on my mama.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I heard the rare ones are the old school ones with the rubber heads, where it's like the hard plastic bodies, but the head is rubber, like the old school. Those go.
Yo, with the team, you got to make sure that the packaging is not is all the way intact, because I noticed that's what they be looking at. And I'm gonna tell you something too, like Pawn Stars, they be robbing people, man.
Oh, where?
I salute anybody who walk away from them, because they be robbing people, man.
The comic store?
Yeah, Pawn Stars.
Because that fools will bring in shit. Yeah, fools will bring in shit, and they'll mad devalue.
They be robbing people, man.
Yeah, they do.
You'd be a fool to get lowballed by them, man. This dude came in with the original Pokemon collection. That collection worth like a half a ticket, bro. They gonna talk about some 300 and 300,000. He was like, hell no. He walked out of there.
Did you see the one where they had the whole sneaker collection for about $1 million? And they
yeah, bro. Yeah. It was like his lifelong collection. He was
man, bro, you should have seen the shoes he had in that collection. It got to be on YouTube 100%, bro. Pawn Stars $1 million sneaker collection. On my mama, that shit federal than a motherfucker, bro. Peacock said, got exclusive Ultimates off Super 7 and Entertainment Earth for toys and props to decorate my office.
Yeah.
What did he get offered for it?
I think the Pawn Star dudes was only at like maybe 300,000.
Man, they gotta get out of here with that foolishness, man.
Yeah.
That's probably why that show ain't really around no more.
Is a sneakerhead.
Some of these, they got a lot of cash on hand, huh?
Oh my mama.
Top
of the morning, Clock.
What's up, Clock?
Clock said, JD, what you dress as Comic-Con? Man, I ain't never been to one of them motherfuckers, bro.
I've been in, but I dress like myself. I ain't did all. I don't do cosplay, man.
Okay,
I don't do none of that.
I'm gonna go as Beavis from Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, I don't do none of that. You know what I mean? I just went there to collect.
Peacock said, Chumlee is a YouTuber now, doing Pokemon card breaks. I didn't know that.
Chumlee from Bloodsport?
Nah, from Pawn Stars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the one. That you talking about the fat dude?
Yeah, of my
Yeah,
mama.
he was the dude had went to him because the older cat in there, he didn't know about Pokemon cards. So he went to him and he said, yeah, I'll offer him about 350. Dude was like 350. He was like, the least I'll take is like 450. I'm not taking no 350, bro. And he was like, well, I'll see. Let me talk to the guy. The dude was like, I don't know nothing about Pokemon cards. He was like, no, the guy has
You
the
fucked
grail.
up.
Man, that dude was like, yo, I'm not taking 350. Like, well, 350. I'm not taking 350. Bye. It's like, you know, that joint worth a half a ticket, bro. You take it 350 for that.
Hey,
I still gotta make money, man. That's a whole 150,000 right there. What are you talking about?
I mean, you could break it down too.
Exactly. You're talking
longer
about,
to
I gotta
sell.
make money. That's a big
mean,
margin right there.
We're living in a day and age where there's people trying to complete collections as well. So like they're looking for specific cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it got to be a certain size too, though. Motherfucker ain't gonna buy a shoe just not. It ain't their size.
No,
Yeah,
we're
that's
talking
true.
about the Pokemon.
And the thing is about certain shoes, like certain of them shoes, like if they don't never get worn, they start falling apart.
100%. I got so I
Oh
can
shit!
I
I
got
didn't
some
know
shoes
that.
that's in glue. See, like I wear my shoe. I mean, I wear them, but I wear one maybe once a month, and then probably won't wear it for another 5 months. You know what I mean? And then when you got 50 pairs of shoes, that's hard to wear. One shoe in a year or 2 times in a year because I don't wear my shit like that. But I do have shoes, like Slim said, they not falling apart. What it is, they just need to be re-glued. 100%.
You guys tie your shoes.
They start separating, or like the rubber at the bottom, it starts getting soft. You know what I mean? Like shoes is not good like when you keep them too long. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like sneakers, like they not good when you keep them too long because they'll fall apart on you. That's why the longer you have them, the longer you sit on them, the lower the price should get. Because I'm not buying no 10-year-old sneakers. Like that's ridiculous. 5-year-old sneakers.
Wow, I never thought of that aspect.
Like, nah.
So okay,
Yeah, like,
what if someone said they had those LeBron the Olympic joints
or the South Beaches? The South
those
Beaches.
are like
I got
20 years
South
old.
Beaches.
The motherfuckers is hard. Them is my shit.
I got the non-South Beaches.
The only pair of LeBrons I had
You
was
got the 9 South Beaches?
Yeah.
Because I know the LeBron Olympic joints, but the people go crazy over those. Like those, you know what I mean? For collectors at least.
I had the number 1 LeBron, the low ones of the Olympic ones, 100%.
Word?
Yeah. I had the South Beaches, but I just wore them. I ain't, I just wore them.
Well, I'm a Hurricane fan, so I love the orange and the green on my mouth.
Yeah.
Clock said, I could see Guccini dressing up as Master Splinter. Nothing with no rats, big bro. Oh my mama. Turtle is my favorite. Is my favorite cartoon of life, bro. 100%. If I had tattoos, I have a Leonardo tattoo on me and a Casey.
Yeah, I would have Raphael for sure.
I don't do tattoos. Them is my
Raphael was a blood.
Damn, Ryan Garcia pulled up in the Batmobile last night.
Word.
And got knocked out.
Oh, come on.
Knocked down.
That is true.
Yeah, he did. Second round.
Let's get into this last topic, y'all. We got another scumbag of the earth getting exposed. Some punk shit against some old people. Let's get into it.
You're just looking for some love. And that's really sad too, because it's like, and it's no, I don't know the old dude, and I feel for him though, right? At the same time, it's like, is he even in the right state of mind to even, like, you know what I mean? Like this at that point, sometimes you might need a handler or someone that's going to oversee your financials to prevent stuff like this from happening. You know what I mean? But I mean, he was looking for some love. They found this is some predatory behavior. You know what I mean? And it was well thought out too, because they already knew how to get the money across and get it out untraced, and get it to crypto and all this, that, and the third. And I think, was he doing this from the box too?
Yeah, he was. He was doing it from the box, bro.
Damn, they good.
That's what's so cool. He had the minions shaking and baking, and by the time he get him home, because he was already locked up, they said from 2019 for over 200 accounts of fraud. So bro been locked down for 6 years, you know what I mean? Just touch down and come home to some fat 800K worth of paper.
Yeah.
You feel me? Some crypto.
Yeah.
It's probably worth he got bruh for 800K. But you know what? If he was buying crypto and say he was buying Bitcoin, bro, he's out of here. He got bread.
Yeah.
Because that's what they was doing, right? There was morphing it into the goddamn crypto. Bang! They got him.
Yeah, I'm not with all the people getting victimized. You know, I told you last time, this is corny.
Yeah, he's a real piece of shit.
The scammers don't give a fuck who they scam. 100%.
Yeah, they spineless.
Whether it's with a mask on or whether it's bare face, bro, they gonna get whoever they want to get, bro. 100%. This is bruh's retirement fund. It said it. It says so.
Yeah,
shit.
OG been, if he stacked up $1 million in retirement, bro might have been working 30, 40 years, you know what I mean, and just all invested.
Maybe more.
Just tucking. He just lived a regular life, put that dough to the side, and he's in a fucking
he's in an assisted living.
Man, come on, man.
But see, let me tell you something, right? You know, a lot of them dudes that do that against older folks, they're gonna see what it is when it's time for them to retire. You know what I mean? And they realize, because you see, that's when your fund, that's when, you know, your funds, you got to live on a fixed income. If you're not all the way rich, you got to live on a fixed income.
That's how my grandma is, big bro.
That's what I'm saying. So when you robbing people of that, they fixed income, how they supposed to replace it? Now you might have to force the elderly person to go back out there and work. You know what I'm saying? Because and they didn't work all their life, because you want to run off with a few dollars. You niggas gonna burn. Pardon me, but you gonna burn for shit like that, man. You gonna burn for shit like that, straight up. I'm not with that robbing old people.
I think
that's corny.
He's already locked, so he's gonna get got. Right? They don't take kindly to that.
See, let me tell you something. I feel like in life, when you do spineless stuff like that, it's gonna come back to you, and it's gonna come back to you when you can't stand it. When you really can't stand it, it's gonna come back to you and it's gonna bite you in the head. You feel me?
Ain't no expiration of time on that. Ain't no statute of limitation on that.
We call that the universal invoice.
Come on, man.
like, you know, it's just certain things. I just feel like your moral code, you should have some kind of a moral code. Even if you a criminal, like, it's just certain things you just don't do. You know what I mean? It might save you in the end. You know what I'm saying?
And this it's pieces of shit like this is why they have sayings like "there's no honor amongst thieves." You know what I mean?
And you know what's so crazy? Like, you ever see like the elderly person suffering, like going through mad stuff? Sometimes,
my grandparents got rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Sometimes it may be for all that nonsense they did back then, and that be their karma. You know what I mean? People
I never
feeling
thought
bad.
of that too.
Yeah, people feeling bad for them and all that, but it's really their karma. You know what I'm saying? They going through all of that, and I ain't interfering with that. You know what I'm saying? Because people are trying to intervene because they feel bad for them. Because, you know, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? They don't know this person. They just seeing somebody suffering. That might be their karma. They might have did some same shit like this.
Yeah.
And this is how they paying for it.
And you know what, big bro? And we see it all the time, to double back on that thought. We see it all the time where old motherfuckers is getting caught for murders 20, 30 years ago because they dumbass, they DNA they got somewhere. You know what I mean? This motherfucker living a regular life after knocking off a few motherfuckers. He 50, 60, 70 years old, like you said, you know what I mean? And we see them motherfuckers get hauled off all the time because they, you know what I mean, they finally done got caught for doing the bullshit that they done did.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah, you ain't lying. It is kind of crazy because I'm you know me. I've been watching a shitload of shit like that from the 70s and 80s, and then they get caught later in the 2000s, like, because that motherfuckers didn't have that tech yet. You know what I mean?
My mama, they be 60 years old, bro, about to go do motherfucking a double life. You punk motherfucker. Like you said, the karma, that shit don't expire, bro. Oh my mama.
Exactly.
That university, you're gonna have to pay off that invoice.
Clock said, "Oh snap! Gotta watch the one about why Bay Island Bogey sent me."
Oh yeah, would be. So,
okay.
Yeah, our man Clock, you know what I'm saying? He's from America, but you know, I'm from America, but I never knew there was this place called Woodby Island right outside of Washington State. You know what I mean?
Oh my mama.
Yeah, and then like, you know, but real small community. So I ran across one of them stories about a murder over there, like probably like in the 2000s.
Oh.
But it was like, you know, but shit like that though, when you do a murder on an island, bro, like they're gonna find out who you are. It's an island.
Come on now.
You got to get off that island.
But see, that motherfucker gonna stay right there in plain sight, because if he get off the island, they know exactly who it was. You know what I mean? That motherfucker got to try and stay just living his regular life.
You got to make sure you have like a job on the mainland or something routinely that makes you leave. Otherwise, it's gonna raise flags. You ain't lying.
Yeah, that shit with the old person draining out his motherfucking retirement account. Like, and they said that's who they was targeting. They targeted multiple motherfuckers in that facility or other facilities of old, you know, where the older people be. Oh my mama, that shit's so motherfucking crazy, dog.
I mean, there's probably dating sites specifically for you know, those that are in their twilight years. You know what I mean?
100%, bro.
And then they just on these things cruising, just predatorial.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like some people they going through their stuff, and that's because they did all that type of break. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, it ain't gonna come right now. Like you know, they might get away with it for a few, whatever. Later on, though, they wonder why stuff ain't going right. They got a 5-year streak of straight nonsense going on. They don't know where it's coming from. That's where it's coming from.
That's that karma, B.
Yeah.
No, you ain't lying.
Yeah.
If it ain't yours, don't take it.
Yeah, I don't respect that. Like, it's one thing if you you know, you hitting people that really got, like, establishments that really got it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even though, you know, it's all bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, if
this person worked their entire life only
like, and you
get it all
them for their bread, like, that's crazy. I can't.
That is crazy.
That's what it is. Facts. On my mama, is, you know, attacking somebody that done worked their whole motherfucking life, you know, at the, like Bogue said, the twilight of their life, and you just knock them off for everything they fucking got, dog. That shit, man.
But that's what I'm saying though too, is like this elderly person is at 82 years old. You know, the comprehension level of new tech and this, that, and the third. Maybe like this is, you know, unfortunately they have assisted living, but maybe, you know, there's what other assistance can they be offered? Like someone like to oversee their financials, you know what I mean, and make sure things like this don't occur. You know what I mean?
Like Peacock said, old people getting got shit after 60. I'm getting off the internet. See, that's another thing, you know what I mean? Because like, but the old people though, you know, everybody not supposed to be by themselves. Whether you 90 something or you fucking 20 something, you know what I mean? We not made to be alone. So everybody wants some type of interaction.
Yeah, and that's what it started with.
But you know what? Love. In our community, that's what they pushing now. Just everybody, just, you know, we not just getting together. It's just the hookup culture. That's what they call it. People ain't, you know, locking in with nobody really. So now it's going to be a lot of old people that's going to be by themselves. If that's what y'all on, you know what I mean?
Damn.
It's going to be a lot of folks that's going to be.
I'm from I'm from an immigrant family. You know what I mean? I'm first generation born, and like, you know, growing up, I seen all my older cousins and that came out here, and you know what I'm saying, that was born out there. And then, you know, when my aunties and uncles get old, they take care of them. You know what I mean? This is like, you know, so even if it's them putting them into like some assisted living if they needed it, because medically sometimes you gotta do that, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta put them in some facilities if medically they need, you know, this type of attention, right? But you know, it's supposed to rinse and repeat and recycle over. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I always tell my pops, man, like I wish I was in a better position and I could take care of them. You know what I mean? Because they still busting their ass. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. Like,
They talk. But
I
like
hope
I
I
said,
can
like
but they put me in position correctly. You feel me? So I can
I,
get it.
I I've seen
I'm trying to make sure my kids is in that right position.
I've seen it's people in my family, you know what I'm saying, that have passed, you know what I mean? And if it if it wasn't for like my mom stepping in on certain situations, you know, they
A
wouldn't
lot
have
of
had
shit.
nobody at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
She's probably the glue.
yeah, you know what I mean? You know, and I gotta be there for her. But it's just like, you know, at the end of the day, that's what we pushing. That's the result of that. If that's what we doing. If we doing it, we just hook up coaching. Nobody locking in with nobody. All right, cool. You know, the years start going. You know what I mean? And the next thing you know, you in this bitch dolo. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, now you vulnerable now. You feel me? You know,
Yeah, that shit hurt, bro, on everything.
You'll never catch me alive, coppers.
Man, yeah. You know, I'm one of the ones that take it, you know, that do a lot for grams. You know what I mean? You know, so I know exactly what y'all talking about, bro.
Yeah, excuse me, man. It's you know.
Now it's all good. You in the streets.
Reporting live and direct from in the motherfucking outside world. Oh,
Yes, sir.
everything.
Yes,
Crooked said, sicko justify it. Tell themselves that the old man going out soon, so that money was going to waste once he passes. 100%. These motherfuckers.
what they not thinking, they could have went to his kids. Like you taking money out their mouth.
And I have a classic saying. This is a classic bogeyism right here. If you're trying to justify it, it's probably wrong.
Exactly, because you can't really justify no sucker shit. So if you trying to justify that to make that feel right in your head, nah, bro.
100%.
That's one of my famous bogeyisms, bro. I be telling myself that shit. Like, listen, bro. You know what I mean?
And my dad always told me, if you ain't got the money for it, you don't need it. You know what I mean? Because if you ain't got the money for it, what you gonna go do? You gonna go take it? And if you go take it, you got to motherfucking face the consequences of whether they gonna take your ass or jail or motherfucker you done took from finna come and get it back. And when they come and get it back, depending on which way you took it, it's gonna be some problems no matter what. You know what I mean? So no matter. Man, that shit crazy, bro. 100%, man.
Yeah, but we are living in the day and age too, man. Like you know, that's gotta feel like that's I feel bad for bruh, man. That shit can literally kill him, bro.
Let me tell you something.
Imagine the impact that it had on him mentally and like emotionally. He thought he was in love with somebody, and then hit him in the pocket. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you something, man. Every generation, you're gonna have people that's you're gonna have new people that's gonna come into the culture and try to change things and try to change this and change that. Some things don't change.
Fact.
They're gonna remain the same for decades to come. Because if you look at history, you look up before you gotta know that it's certain things that are still in place from back then. Certain things that are good, not we're not talking about the the bull, you know what I mean? But certain good principles and morals and certain things that people stand on, they're gonna go on from generation to generation, you know what I mean? And in the universe, the universe and how they distribute energy, it's gonna continue to go on. So
energies are transferred.
So I'm a big believer in Christ, and I ain't gonna get too much to preaching and all that. But one of the sayings is, you know what I mean, as long as you plant the seed, God gonna water it. So that means as long as you tell your peoples what the real is, they might not want to accept it right then and there, but further down the road, they gonna hear what you was talking about and be able to apply that. You know what I mean? Because you planted the seed and it got watered 100%. You know what I mean? So just stay, you got them good vibes in your heart and in your head, and the way that you move and conduct your business throughout your daily life is all about positivity and spreading the knowledge that you have, because that's the only way that we gonna make this shit further on, by spreading the knowledge that we got 100%. That's fucking planting the seed. It's gonna get watered 100%.
So
you
look,
know what I mean?
look, talking about like people doing things, trying to do things different, and they think they're not gonna get the same results, right? So check this out. Fat Joe was asking the stripper one time, right? He said, what's your goal like for being a stripper? Like, what's your end game? What's the reason you got into this outside of just making money, right? So she like, maybe go to school, learn something, start a business, whatever, or get into a career where I'm making where I could sustain myself, right? So he said, okay, he said, would you think that that's the goal of a lot of strippers that's out there? She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, most of them, they want to do something positive. They want to they want to do this to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he said, all right. He said, I need you to be honest with me, right? He said, give me a percentage of how many people that you think that actually completed and did what you're saying that you want to do, that actually did that and completed it. Give me a percentage out of 100.
The $1 million question.
She said maybe about 5%. He said 5% out of 100%. 5% actually go all the way and follow the path all the way through, like what you saying. 5%.
Her name is Cardi B.
She's part of the 5%.
Yeah. It's very, very
small. Because listen, that there's people that there's women that are stripped and then they get into real estate, they get into business, they open up their own brand. That's 5% though, because you got to get out of that life and then you got to learn a whole nother life before you even put your money in it, because you don't want to lose your money. So you got to have to be knowledgeable about what you're getting into. So you have to take your ass.
You got to do it at both. You got to do the night shit at night, and you got to do the school shit in the day in order to set yourself up while stacking your paper on top of that too. 100%. You know what I mean?
So how many? So the percentage of women that walk that path down and actually complete it and get the result that they're looking for, 5%. You know what I'm saying? So for all of that, the other 95% could have just went and took your ass to school and got you a job, bro.
Come on now, no facts, 100%. You know what I mean? Slow grind.
You have to have discipline to wing it, like to have that type. You got to have a certain level of discipline to even complete a path like that.
100%. No matter what you're doing.
Yeah,
you gotta have discipline, big bro. 100%. You know what I mean? You gotta stay locked in on your with tunnel vision on what the goal is. You know what I mean? And then small steps. A lot of them over time equal up to big giant leaps. You know what I mean? You got to take the small wins or the small steps or the small bricks that you build in order to get the pyramid of Giza and stuff like that. You know what I mean? The grind. You know what I mean? You got to fall in love with the grind, even though we are in the microwave age and we want everything immediately. You know what I mean? We don't see what these motherfuckers how their grind happen. You know what I mean? Some motherfuckers just fall in love from what they see, but not knowing that it took time in order to get to this part 100%. So you got to be in love with the grind in order to be able to, see shit through, you know what I mean? And don't give up, because there's always going to be some L's that you take when trying to achieve your goal. 100%, bro.
For sure.
Oh, my mama. Johnny said, I'm definitely not a Christian, and I agree with everything JD is saying 1,000%. Wish that was how everyone took the message of the good book. 100%, big bro.
Yeah,
oh, my mama.
I think sometimes though, I feel like the problem with our people though is like we come out, when you're born and you start off young and you're growing up, you start off with a clean slate. You feel me? Everybody start off with a clean slate. You feel what I'm saying? No kids, no bad situations that don't warp your mind. None of that. Clean slate. I think sometimes we go the wrong way instead of going the right way and dig a hole too deep, and then we spend the rest of our lives trying to climb ourselves out of that hole, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, we could just start off a certain way.
I've been there too.
Just stay on that path. You know what I mean? And not sway from it. You feel what I'm saying?
Fact.
It's facts, bro.
Because imagine, like, I don't know if it came across your mind, but sometimes it come across my mind like, damn, the when I was effing up out here as a youngin, doing the wrong shit, man, what if I'd have just stayed in school and stayed on my path and, you know, just walked the whole path down? You know what I'm saying?
That was me, bro. That was me, big bro. My highest grade completed is the 10th grade.
Yeah,
No
the same for me.
GED,
Same
no
here.
high school diploma.
I did double back to the GED, you know.
Yeah, I did the
Yeah,
GED.
I didn't even go get my
Or
GED,
they
bro,
call it
on
the
my mama.
high school equivalent.
So that was me, bro. I didn't give a fuck about school once I made that commitment of getting out there and, you know, and I ain't no tough guy. I'm not saying I'm a tough guy and that was my role or what I was doing, but I just was out there, you know what I mean, doing what I was doing, bro, and said fuck school. But luckily, you know what I mean, Pops had the line in order to get me into my job, and I stayed at my job for, you know, I've been there for 25 years, ever since I was 18 years old, bro. 100%.
Yeah,
When I look back during those times, like when I was like 18, 19, and now I'm making music and I'm making money. I got a job too, and I'm doing other alleged things on the side. I'm thinking I'm real grown, right? And then like, you know, then I got a studio business and I got my business license already by the time I'm 20, and I'm making money. I got business credit cards. I think I'm like grown. And then one of my boys goes, "Hey, you should go to school, bro, for the music shit. Get certified." I was like, man, if I do like an accelerated program, it'd be like an 18 months. Or if I did the whole woo-wop, I could do the whole 2 years to 4 years. And I was like, yeah, man, that shit gonna take hella long. But see, now when I look back, my concept of time was fucked up because I'm thinking that's gonna be forever. But then in the larger scheme of things, I didn't be able to realize that, that was a little blip in time. If I would have did that, I would have been right back 4 years later or 2 years later, whatever the case may be.
That's what I'm saying. See, I think, you see, okay, so to add on what you're saying, that's what I'm saying. Like, we put ourselves at a disadvantage by choosing the wrong route.
Trust me, I know, big bro.
I'm like,
but see, we don't realize until we get a little older. We put ourselves at a major disadvantage, bro.
Big bro, I'm finna tell you, I'm finna double back on that. So, like how I said, my dad got me the job, right? So my dad used to work for the city, like when he was in his early 30s or like late 20s, right? But he had to resign because he did some fucked up shit on the job and he didn't want to get fired, right? So then he's still going through what he's going through in the 80s and whatnot. He gets the job with the city in 95, 96. My long story short is he, like in his late 40s, he started his career before he passed away in his late 40s, you know what I mean? In order to, you know, that's hella long. I started my career at 18 years old. In 10 years, I'd be able to retire at 55 with a whole bunch of, you know what I mean, service credit, you know, put in. And that's what I stress with my daughter. Look, man, if you start your career, she a college graduate, you feel me? Lock in now, boom. You put your 20 years in, you ain't nothing but early 40s, mid 40s, you still can go do a whole nother woo-wop if you want to.
Yeah. It's because when we're young too, our concept of time, you know,
and see, you know what you're fighting against? You know what you're fighting against with the young cats? It's a lot of young people that seen their people's work all their life and never get rich. And that makes them look like, yo, I'm not doing that. Because that ain't no path for me. That ain't no path for me getting rich. And now with social media,
your daddy, kids.
Yeah, with social media out there, you know, you see a lot of examples of what money can do. You see people got their whole lifestyle on Front Street. So now they feel like, yo, if I can't get rich, I don't want to be no regular.
No, them is facts, and that's why we gotta stay. We gotta
for real. Like like I don't want to be no regular dude. I don't want. But you see, but the thing is, what they're not realizing is that, like, if you look back in history, first of all, a lot of millionaires don't become millionaires until they late 40s, early 50s. Number two, a person making $1 million a year, that's 1%. That's like the 1% right there.
Yeah.
You feel me? So the other 99% is making less than that. You know what I mean? You know. Now I'm not saying that to discourage. It's not to discourage you. It's just that at the end of the day, like, you know, you're gonna have to really do something that 99% of people are not doing to be a part of that 1%. You feel what I'm saying? But a lot of people look at it now where it's like, yo, it's either I'm gonna get rich or I'm just gonna lose. You know what I mean?
See, like, they look at, for me personally, right? Like, I always look back like, damn, I could have double and quadruple and make this thing do more gymnastics when talking about bread. But then it's like it's also fighting against like the everyday go-abouts, like, you know, money is spent before it's even had type of shit. You know what I mean? Because it's just regular, you know. I got 4 kids, so it's like, you know, having to adjust where I'm like, okay, how do I be able to do, you know, maintain with everything that the kids need, but then still have a plan where we can, you know what I mean, somehow make things easier for us. And how do we do that? Flipping something, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's
what's
hard.
the next flip?
Yeah, it's like with some young cats now these days, it's hard trying to convince them to go work like a regular joint, like, you know, it's just 20 years, 30 years on the job shit. Like, they ain't not trying to hear that. You know what I mean?
Until they figured out how to, like, you know, I guess they living with their folks. That's probably another generational thing too. I see a lot of
Yeah.
youngsters still with their peoples. You know what I mean? Living with moms and pops, or
Well,
one or the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, you know, like, don't be no rush to just go run in the world and go pay bills if you ain't got your career path together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
Like, I
know,
told my daughter,
get
like,
yourself
I'm like,
together.
this summer, I told her, get a job and stack up.
Yeah.
Stack up all your
Take
money.
advantage of while you at the crib, though. Don't be in the crib bullshit.
Do better than your dad.
100%. And see, that's the thing though, like, right, like how you said, Slim, not too long about, is like how millionaires don't become millionaires until 40s and 50s, right? You know what I mean? And then like how you know, some of the youth don't really want to see working towards, you know, working for 20 years, just, you know, living off of paycheck to paycheck, or just, you know, being average and shit like that. But being rich in certain ways don't always necessarily mean having a whole lot of money, you know what I mean? So if we can show, you know, like, because like how I am, you know what I mean? I ain't rich, no way, but I do work 2 jobs, you know what I mean? And the reason why I work 2 jobs is because if you don't work, you don't eat. And if you don't grind, you don't shine. And if you want to shine, there is ways to shine. Like T.I. said, you don't got to be the dope man in order to be the fella. And that was in the skating movie, ATL, 100%, man. If you really want to grind and shine, there's multiple ways of going ahead and having, you know, your 9 to 5 and doubling back, or if they got a whole bunch of overtime, you know what I mean? 100%. And then like with me, like I said, I ain't got a whole lot, 100%, but I am comfortable and I'm able to go take vacations when I want to. You know what I mean? My fantasy thing, you know, we turned the fantasy thing into a big epic thing. So that's one of my things, and that's traveling, you know what I mean? So, you know, and I'm able to do that.
Hey,
as
that's
long
legit.
as, you know,
Our boys trip every year.
100%. And then, you know, I like to be fly, you know what I mean? I like to pull up and fly shit, because when you pull up, that is a player's debut. You know, we do like to pull up on 4 wheels, you know what I mean? Shine them things up, you know what I mean? But that don't mean that I got a whole lot of dough. That means them is the things that I like, you know what I mean? 100%. So I'm gonna go grind for it to be able to attain it and not do no weird shit. So my point is, I'm just trying to set an example by you can work and be okay and still do, you know, pull up the way you want to, but you're going to have to use your blood, sweat, and tears to go get it. You're going to come home tired, but fuck it. Go ahead and do it all over again, because you can rest on the weekends.
Yeah, they don't want to do that.
It was crazy.
They want to be lit every day. They want to be lit every day. They don't want to. They don't want that. They do not want that, bro. They don't want that. If
You
they
know what's
do
crazy
it,
about the youngsters? Like the fly shit that they on too is like, man, when they gotta do other shit because it's expensive. The shit they be trying to rock. You know what I mean?
you know what it is though. Time has to show them. Time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Time has to show them certain things. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
You know, because the mentality you gotta have to like really be straight. Like, you gotta be disciplined with certain shit. Like, you know, it's
there.
You know, it's a certain type of mentality you gotta have to really go up out here. Like, you feel me? But that's all they care about. Because you see, you gotta understand too, right? It's a lot of things at play now that wasn't at play back then. You know, back then, you know, you had to really stand on business in whatever lane you was in order to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Now somebody can make a video go viral, and now they are overnight celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
then
see, I love that.
they
I love
monetize
that
that shit.
analogy because you're not doing no weird shit. As long as, but like the video that you sent us a couple of days ago or yesterday about the motherfuckers getting paid to crash out. So you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
certain ways that you can turn your phone on and go viral, and I love that shit. You know what I mean? Because they you know what I mean, getting paid for their passion, especially if they trying to promote something. You know what I mean?
So now they look at why would I go work a 9 to 5 when with the right post I could go up.
Right.
So
No,
if
I
they
understand that, but how long
and
is
not
it
to
gonna
say
take
and not
you
to
to
say
get
that
that?
nobody works. Look, not to say that nobody works, but they treat the 9 to 5 as like this is something to hold me down for right now until I hit a lick. I hit a lick. The hell with that job. I'm following the path on this lick.
No,
You know
I
what I'm
agree with
saying?
that. That's what you're supposed to
So
do. 100%.
So that's what they on. They not on with the 30, 40 years because the way they look at it, man, them boys work all them years, they still ain't get rich. You know what I'm saying? You know, they looking at that, you know what I mean? And you know, like as a youngin, I feel like you should be thinking like that. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't just automatically want to go work 40 freaking years at 18 years old. Nah, you should go think like,
I
yo,
was telling Slim.
let me
I
try
was
to knock
telling
a
Slim,
ball
bro,
out the
the other
park.
day. I was like, back in the days, man, I was smoking a zip a day, boss shit. And he was like, why the fuck would you do that?
Nah, you know what Cass used to say back
Because
then?
we were young and dumb. We just, we got it.
But see what Cass used to say back then, yo, bro, if you gotta smoke like that much weed a day, your body ready for crack. Weed ain't enough. You know what I mean? They used to joke with niggas a day.
I'm laughing
For real,
because
like
that
niggas
you just described Bogard in a nutshell.
You know, they used to clown niggas like that.
You know what I'm saying? We're throwing it all in the tank.
Yo, you gotta blow an O a day, bro. Your body ready for something else. Weed ain't enough.
I mean, we were blowing up like damn near up. Yeah, that's what we was doing, blowing an O a day, just in the studio, in motion, everywhere we going. But shit, we got fucking a bag full of a hell of rolled blunts already.
I ain't even gonna hold you. Like I don't even feel like youngins should be even smoking, bro, because it's like, man, yo, go in
they're not gonna be motivated, man.
Yeah, like that shit. I'm telling you, people they think
The
that
weed
shit
these
don't
days
do
will
that,
have
but
you
over
fucking
time,
into work.
it's gonna wear you down and you be off point. You know what I mean? Like you don't be all the way focused all the time. Like if you start your day with an L, like you know what I'm saying, over time, you're not gonna complete your day. Your day is gonna be over with in 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
I guess I'd say for the youngsters, don't do that. For sure.
Yo, look at the most successful people out there, bro. They don't if they start smoking weed, it's when they're already rich. But when they on their come up, they don't even have the room for that. You know what I mean? They don't even have the room for that. And as
you gotta
a youth,
be from the weed culture too to really, if you tapped in like that, it definitely is possible. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the green. What do they call that? That's the green gold rush. You know what I'm talking about?
What you
Like
talking about?
it is different. I mean, New York feels it now too, because New York, they've been shit. It's almost been 10 years now. New York's been legal.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like I feel like as a youngin', nah, man, you want to operate out here with a
You
clear
can't
mind.
be if you're not in the cannabis industry making waves and you try to make it in some corporate world. Don't smoke weed around the clock for sure.
I feel like if you're trying to get rich, period, I don't feel like weed should be the first thing you do in the start of the day. If you're trying to get rich as a young boy, I don't feel like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You off point. Like you start off high. That's how you start your day off. That's how you gonna chase the money down high.
You know what's so crazy?
That's
Not even just the weed.
you know what I mean? That's how you starting the day. Like
the culture of the youngsters too. The worst thing it's not even just the weed. It's the lean too, man. Like because the weed is the crutch for everything.
But the
when
bud
it
is
comes
the
to like,
gateway though. That's the problem.
oh yeah, for
The bud is
sure.
the gateway. People, I didn't believe that growing up, but over time, I see it. To me, over time, I see it to be true. You know what I'm saying? It is the gateway. You know what I mean? Because some people, you know, they start off with that and then they want to try other things. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I definitely smoked weed first, but before I was daily smoking, I was popping things because we was going to little
Yeah.
parties. And they went, and when you're a
'Cause
youngster going to parties with broads and shit, that
'cause,
shit
yo,
will change your life.
I don't know. I'm a type of cat, yo. I look at common denominators. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
facts.
what I see, like a lot of people that's like making a lot of money, even if they're not no celebrity and nothing like that. It's people that's not faces not out there making paper. But what I see, the one common denominator I see is a lot of them do not smoke weed. They don't do no drugs. They might sip a little, but they not smoking no. They not doing nothing else outside of that. You know what I'm saying?
They getting the big
That's the
bag.
common denominator I see. Like, you feel me? I don't see like I don't see a whole lot of people
I'm gonna
that's
be real
successful that
personally.
smoke weed every day. I don't see that.
Me
And
smoking
I've been
weed
on this earth for 40 years and I haven't seen it. You know what I mean? The people I see that's really getting it, they don't really indulge.
Yeah, you might. I mean, you know,
They might have had a
I'd say
period.
it depends
They
on the
might have had a
industry.
period where they might have tried it or they might have touched it, but they don't really indulge. This is for them to
Yeah,
they don't really indulge like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's one of the common denominators I see. That's one of the common denominators I see. You know what I'm saying? Another one I see is, like I said, you know, when you trying to not to say that not to say that you can't get rich at a certain point in your life, but I feel like if that's your goal is to get rich or whatever, you got to start out early. Like, you can't wait too long. You got to start out early. So if you
There's no late
derailing,
starts.
you really got to start out early, because the amount of work you got to put in to get to that point. You feel me? And I feel like if you start off, not to say, like I said, you can go through things, you can have other, and anything's possible. But when I'm talking about common denominators, a lot of people that become millionaires, they start out early with it. You know what I mean? They start out early with it. You know, like when you look at like when you look at like Jay-Z, for example, right? If Jay-Z was a billionaire now, he'd been a millionaire for a very long time. For a very, very long time.
I think he dropped his first album. He was 28. That's pretty old in rap years, for example. You know what I mean? But
26, he dropped his first album.
young.
But he started. But he used to
been
be a part of
rapping before that, but I'm
Original
talking about
Flavors.
the Reasonable Doubt dropped. He was like 28.
Yeah, nah, he was rapping before that. He used to be a part of Original Flavors.
I'm just saying, like his first big solo album, Reasonable Doubt, he was 28. So like he was a kid still, so to speak, but he was definitely more grown than a lot of them 28-year-olds now. You know what I mean? Because he already didn't. You feel me? I mean, that's another thing too. I felt like when we was that age, I felt more grown than some of them youngsters that I like my kids. Like when my oldest, when I was that age, I was out there already, had a job, was getting money, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I said, it can happen any point in your life, but I just feel like the earlier the better. You know, you start out early with a certain type of mentality, a certain type of focus. You know what I'm saying? And you raise a shot with it. You know what I mean? You up your chances of really, getting that guap. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah,
on a major level.
Them youngsters made the most. There's a lot more millionaires in that generation, and then the last two, what was it? Gen Z. You know what I mean? A lot more millionaires in that generation.
I don't know, I don't know, bro. I would have to look at like actual data, because I don't know, because social media is smoke and mirrors, bro. Like I don't believe
you ain't lying, because I was gonna say I definitely got this.
I would have to look that up straight up. I would have to look that up straight up, because there's people really thinking like the one like this, like the like this is more like there's like 20% of millionaires is out here, like, and I'm like, nah, bro. I got shit confused.
Yeah, that's
like millionaires,
exactly what
the millionaires are 1%. 1 to 3%. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, but you look at you let social media tell it everybody a millionaire. Nah, don't let somebody fool you just because they got good credit and they buying all that stuff they don't own. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody fool you, bro.
Man, you gotta stats that first.
Because one thing I know about social media, people make that their business to make you believe that there's something that they're not, and that's how they make their money.
Facts.
You buying into that image versus, oh, I'm a millionaire. I got the house, I got the car, all that shit rented. And then it's like, oh, buy my course. I'm gonna show you how to get like me. And like Mark Cuban said, he said, if a motherfucker had an idea that was making millions of dollars, why the fuck would they tell you on social media? Wouldn't they keep the idea to themselves so they can continue making the money? Because once they let you in, then that's less money they're gonna make.
Yeah, and then they'll come out of pocket, pay the little YouTube promo shit. It'll pop up. They got like 1,000 people that click on it, and then next thing you know, they actually got $1 million. And then you know what I mean?
Real,
it's funny because
they got $1 million off of
that
you
generation
believing that they
has
was
a
rich
lot
when they
more
wasn't.
scammers too.
Huh?
That generation definitely revolutionized scamming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You know
Because
what
now
I
they
mean?
scamming everything. You know what I mean? You know.
Hey, Cam said, came for the fantasy, finna leave with some lifelong enlightenment. Shout out to Cam for pulling up on us this morning, man.
Shout out to Cam, man.
Oh, my mama. Peacock said, got 2 college degrees, 1 in English, 1 in political science. Ask me if I'm using either of those or getting paid for more for them. Oh, my mama. Johnny said, go ahead, big bro.
He said 3 things he learned in college, my social security number. Now, this is the thing, right? I know, like, one thing I realized when I got older is that college can only enhance something that you already want to do. You see what I'm saying? If you go in there and you don't know what you want to do, don't go in there. Don't go in there until you know for sure. Because sometimes you may not need college to go on a certain particular path. You may need a trade school. You know what I'm saying? Or you may not need college necessarily. You may need you may need a mentor to get up under to show you the game and certain things. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on your path. What you want to do with your life is gonna determine if college is required for that or not. But see, we don't know that just coming out of high school. We gullible. We don't really sit down and, damn, what do I really want to do? All right, what do I really want to do? And can college, you know, do I need college for that? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I
what
think
got me out of going into
that's the hustle. Huh?
Oh no, my bad. I was gonna let you keep cooking.
Yeah, I think that's the hustle with. Huh?
Oh, Peacock said, yeah, I need to take a break from the wake and bakes this week. It's helped. What you were saying about going blowing right off in the morning, that's what Peacock said.
Yeah, that should kind of kill your whole day, like, you know what I mean? But especially if you got things that you got to really be on point about, you know what I'm saying? But you know, that's like, oh, I kind of lost my train of thought just now. What was I talking about?
The school aspect.
I'm trying to multitask.
The school aspect.
Yeah, with the school, like I say, oh yeah. So at the end of the day, you have to know if school is required for the path that you're trying to go. That's why it's really important to really sit down and figure out what you want to do first. Because if you go down a path and then you change your mind later on down the line, now you just wasted money, time, and energy. You know what I'm saying? You know, and because you didn't really figure out what you really wanted to do.
I remember ultimately what made me not go to the school, right? Because I was going to go to Santa Engineering School. I was probably like 21 or 22 at the time. And I was about to have my first kid. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll do the accelerated course. But then I was like, I'm not trying to jump in the pocket of 90 bands, right? Or I think it was like 45, actually. It was 45 for the accelerated course. So it's almost 50 bands. And I'm like, so then instead, I just hired certified engineers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
To my studio. You know what I mean?
And they may And that 90 grand, you got to think school. You got to take out a loan. So at the end of the
Yeah.
day, that money you taking out, you might say, shit, I could take that money out in a loan and go start a business and go do something else. You know what I mean? Hold on one
I mean,
second.
and at the time, I already had a business license too. So you know what I'm saying. The whole allure of me getting my own certification was so when I'm running sessions, I could be like, listen, I charge $100 an hour. You know what I mean? You boom, certified. But then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go hire other certified techs because they got to make money. They got these school loans to pay off.
Yo, bro, I gotta hop over. My phone about to die. I'm moving around.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, big bro. Yeah, we'll wrap it up right now.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Let the people know where they can find you at, Slim.
From a fan's perspective on YouTube. New episode out now.
Come on now.
Oh,
Let
check
the
out
people
that
know where
new
they can
joint.
find you at, Bo.
Shit, man, you already know on the Gen Wealth Net on YouTube and on Instagram, Gen Wealth Net _ all one word. And Bogard Scott Free, anywhere you consume your music, Apple, Spotify, bang.
100%.
All that shit.
Everybody
Shout out
have
to
a
the
blessed
chat.
weekend. We appreciate y'all for spending some time out y'all day. We're rocking with us, man. Pull back up when whenever y'all see us fire this thing up, man. We appreciate y'all. Y'all stay safe and have a great weekend, man. We gone, y'all.
Eureka. We make plays every day, yeah. We make plays every day, yeah.